Hello students, today we are going to study about the types of diseases. Generally you see many people around you in your surroundings, you find different kind of diseases and you see, then one thing comes in the mind that if the diseases are from birth or they have occurred these diseases or they have got these diseases after the birth. So on the basis of this criteria, diseases are divided into two parts. Diseases are categorized into two parts: congenital diseases or acquired diseases. Okay, if we talk about congenital diseases, then they are the diseases in the baby by birth. Okay, and they can be caused by gene or chromosomal mutations. They can be caused by gene or chromosomal mutations. Okay, like hemophilia, color blindness, okay, and some may be from environmental factor. Environmental factors. Okay, so what are the congenital diseases? These diseases are found by birth. These are since birth. Okay, now if we talk about acquired diseases, these diseases occurs after birth. These occurs after birth. These diseases are again of two types: infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. They are again of two types: infectious diseases and non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious diseases. If we talk about infectious diseases, that these are the communicable diseases. They spread from one person to another and they occurs by the external environment. We talk about infectious diseases means they are communicable disease. Okay, and they infect one person to another, means we can say they spread from one person to another. As they are communicable means they spread from one person to another. If a person is infected from a disease and another healthy person comes in the contact with him, then he also get infected. So these diseases spread from one person to another. Now how do they spread? They can be spread by physical contact, they can be spread by sexual contact or by some medium like water, air and food. How do they spread? These diseases spread through direct contact, like physical contact, or sexual contact. or by medium, air, water or food. What are the mediums? Air, water and food. Okay, so infectious diseases are the diseases which spread from one person to another. They spread through the direct contact. When a healthy person come in the contact with infected person, that he also get infected. Okay, now let's talk about non-infectious diseases. Non-infectious means non-communicable diseases. They are also known as non-communicable diseases. Okay, if we talk about non-communicable or non-infectious diseases, that they do not spread from one person to another by direct contact, or they do not spread by external environment. They do not spread by direct contact. These are caused by the internal factors. These are caused by internal factors. Now, what are these internal factors by which non-infectious diseases spread? Then, non-infectious diseases. Then if we talk about the types of non-infectious diseases, or thus you can say how do they spread, then types of non-infectious diseases are malfunctioning of body parts, malfunctioning of body parts, lack of nutrients, or we can say deficiency of nutrients, deficiency of nutrients. Okay, so they can be these diseases are of types of malfunctioning of body parts, means if any body part is not working properly. Deficiency of nutrients like deficiency of vitamins, protein, minerals. Okay, and allergy. This is non-infectious diseases. It also come by the it is sent by the parents to offspring, and cancer. Okay, it's also spread by the internal factor. Now we will study the means of transmission of communicable, means infectious diseases. How do they spread? As we know, infectious diseases are communicable diseases. They spread from one person to another, but they again spread by the two manners, like direct transmission or indirect transmission. Let me explain you. Topic is means of transmission of communicable or infectious diseases. They spread by two means: direct contact or indirect, means direct transmission, and another is indirect transmission. Okay, what about direct transmission? When a healthy person come in the contact with the unhealthy or infected person. So, number 1, we will talk about physical contact with the, number 1 is physical contact with infected person. Okay, suppose a person is suffering from smallpox, chickenpox, and a healthy person come in the contact with him or her by direct contact, then he will also get infected. So, physical contact with infected means once a healthy person come in the contact with the infected person, then he will also get infected. So, this is the physical contact. Example, smallpox, chickenpox. Okay, these diseases can be easily spread by the physical contact. Another is sexual contact. Sexual contact. When a infected person of HIV, AIDS, we can talk about AIDS. Okay, when a person is suffering from AIDS and he comes in the contact with the another person by the sexual contact, then the another person will be affected and he will also get suffer by the AIDS. But one more thing is that AIDS does not spread by the physical contact, it does not spread by hug, it does not spread by handshake. Okay, so we can say like once an infected person of AIDS comes in sexual contact with the healthy person, then AIDS is transmitted, means microorganisms which spread AIDS are transmitted into healthy person, or we can say another person which comes in the contact of sexual contact, then okay, and it do not spread by the physical contact. Spread by physical contact like hugs and handshakes. Okay, another is animal bite. Animal bite. When an animal bites a healthy person, then the person get infected because some animals have some germs in their saliva, like animal bite, like dog bite. If a dog bites a healthy person, then it can cause rabies. Same happens with the monkeys. When monkeys bite a healthy person, then they may cause rabies. Monkey bite. Their saliva has some germs which causes disease rabies. Clear? Now next is indirect transmission. If we talk about indirect transmission, then it is spread by the through air or through contaminated food. Through, first of all, if we talk about through air, what happens if a person suffering from sneezing, coughing, cold, okay, if he sneeze or spit in public place, then he throws out some droplets. What happens if somebody is standing nearby him or her, then he takes these droplets inside and get infected. So through air. Next, if we talk about through contaminated food or water, through contaminated food and water, if a person intake some contaminated food or water, then he get affected. Suppose all the diseases like amoebic, dysentery, cholera are caused by taking in contaminated food or water. What are the examples? Amoebic, dysentery, cholera are caused by intake of contaminated water. Okay, next is through vectors, as we know, many animals live with us in our surroundings. Once the animals, these animals can be the agents of spreading diseases. How it occurs? Then if a person is suffering, then if it comes in the contact with the animal, then this animal will carry the germs, and once it will come in the contact with another person, it will pass on these germs, and thus it is called vector. Clear? Now next is vomit, borne. Vomit borne means if an infected person touches the handles of the door or uses other utensils, then these utensils are used by other persons or are touched, then that person will get affected by these objects. Okay, like door handle, clear? Okay, now we will study about the organ specific and tissue specific manifestation. As we know that microorganisms are very small in size and our human body is comparatively large in size. Okay, so if we talk about the human body, then human body is made up of different organ systems, and organ systems are made up of organs, and organs are made up of tissues. Okay, so thus we can say as human body is large in size, then microorganisms or microbes have a great space to enter and to stay there, and if they stay there, then they cause many diseases and the person get infected or may suffer from the disease. So our topic is organ specific or tissue specific manifestation. Okay. Okay, so if we talk about microorganism, disease caused microorganism, once they enter in a human body through nose, then they go to the lungs and then they cause typhoid, or sorry, they cause tuberculosis. This is the Okay. If we talk about respiratory system, then we know respiratory system has different organs like nose, windpipe and lungs. Okay. This is just a rough idea. If the microorganisms enter through nose, then it goes to the lungs and then it causes tuberculosis. So this is called nose, germs enters, okay, and it reaches here in the lung, then these lungs get infected by TB or tuberculosis. Thus we can say if disease causing bacteria or we can say microorganism or we can say microbe, okay, enters in living being by nose and reaches to lung, then it may stay there and cause tuberculosis, reaches to lungs and likely to stay there and causes tuberculosis. Okay, so tuberculosis is bacteria caused disease. Bacteria. This is the tuberculosis of lungs. Tuberculosis of lungs. Okay, thus we can say this is the disease caused by bacteria. Caused disease. Clear? Same, if a microbe entered through the mouth and goes to the lining guts, then it may cause typhoid, and if it goes to the liver, then it can cause jaundice. Okay. If a bacteria or we can say disease caused microbes or microorganism enters through mouth and reaches to lining guts and if it is supposed to live there, then it can cause disease. Which disease? Typhoid. Then it can cause typhoid. Okay, and if it goes to the liver or it reaches to liver, then causes what? Jaundice. Then causes jaundice. Okay, same if microbe enter through the if mosquito, okay, if the microbe enter through the mosquito bite, or we can say if a microbe enters in the body through animal bite, or we can say mosquito bite, especially mosquito bite, As we know that mosquito bites only the warm-blooded animals. Warm-blooded animals means their body temperature do not change with the change in the temperature of the surroundings. Okay, so if a microbe enter in the body through mosquito bite, then first it when it bites the healthy person, then it goes to liver and then to RBC, means red blood cell. Same happens with the brain fever. When a mosquito bites and these microbes goes through the brain, through the blood, then it may cause brain fever. Okay, thank you.